You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Hitting go live.
Alrighty then.
Villains, you say? Calling us villains, everybody?
I mean, nah.
Well,
These
we're
are the
not
good.
on. We're not on the list yet, so
Yeah.
that's good.
Look, everyone's a goodie and a baddie from a certain point of view, okay?
It's true.
So, you never know. Hi, Stuart. Welcome back to Trekyards Lives.
Hi, Sam,
Hi.
and everyone else.
How you doing?
Good.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
We are part 2ing a rather great part 1 from, I believe, 2 weeks ago.
Yep.
What are we doing?
We are hopefully looking at some Star Trek villains and ranking them.
Mm-hmm.
We already have quite a few on the list from part 1,
Yes.
and some that we would never have thought of.
Yes.
Which is why these viewers' choice are great.
Yes.
Because you guys get to throw out some names and have us talk about them.
We do love a curveball. And it's fun because I think, if I'd say antagonists also count.
Oh, yes.
And obviously, you can do the mild jokes, such as Keiko O'Brien, although you might disagree. That was a joke character.
Yeah, she totally was a joke character.
Okay.
I mean, in the show, not on this list.
And yeah, it's fun because straight away from this list, like putting Dollum from Enterprise up there at S. I mean, we meant it when we said it, and we do debate these things quite fervently. So that's where we ended. Does anybody on here strike you as really?
Well, let's show the list so people can see what we're talking about.
I forgot. Yeah, but
yeah.
I forgot press buttons. Not to say we're swapping because we are committed for now. But anything you're like, because I trust past us. Okay, if our past us thought this, we know what we're doing.
I'm looking at it and I don't see anything I really disagree with.
But I'm sure you see lots of spaces for more.
Absolutely.
I will start sharing and get back to you in a moment.
All right. And Captain Corky says, greetings from work. I do love ending the work day with Trekyards. Well, thank you. We appreciate you being here. So yes, guys, this is a viewer's choice. So if you super chat in with a suggestion for somebody to put on the list, we will discuss that and rank them. So super chats are great, really important and help out immensely. So if you can, please do. There's also a join button down there. You can join the channel on a monthly basis, which we also really appreciate. Or you can head on over to Patreon/Trekyard. That's another way. Now, one of the easiest ways to help us out, honestly, is just to hit that thumbs up. It really helps us. Just hitting that like button. We have 4 likes with 9 people here. Hit that like button if you're just joining us. I really appreciate that. So does Sam. We all do. So does YouTube, I guess, apparently. I don't know. Anyway, so yes, there's lots of ways to help out the channel. There are links down below to look at the Teespring and TeePublic stores. We can get some cool Trekyards merch. Check that stuff out as well. And don't forget to just be part of the conversation, whether it be super chat or in the regular chat. These tier lists are kind of community lists, and we kind of decide collectively where things go. Now, if you disagree with one and you're very passionate about one of them, to go up or down a tier, you can do that with a $5 super chat. You can bump them up or down. So yeah, your super chat money kind of speaks volumes. You can actually influence this quite a bit by bumping people up or down. So consider that as well. But lots of ways to participate and have fun and help us out. We'd appreciate that. So yes, there we go.
And have you mentioned the Vegas?
I have not yet, because we should probably wait till later to do that.
Okie dokie. Fair enough.
We're going to Vegas, and he's going to be here next week.
Yeah. Oh goodness.
Yay!
It's so soon. How exciting!
Yes.
So Stuart, we have a couple on the list from last time. would like to pick one and see where we go.
All right, we'll start with this bitch. Seska.
Excellent start.
Absolutely despise her. As you could probably tell by my intro for her. A Cardassian posing as a Bajoran. Yep. And she was also a Romulan at one point, by the way. She was a Romulan that was in charge of the cloaking device on the Defiant. Probably the same person. Who knows at this point? Didn't last long. She's there for one episode. But regardless. And then became a Kazon and had Chakotay's kid without him knowing. Whole bunch of fun stuff happened with her. And yeah, she's exactly what I described her as. So,
but her villainousness, not the character, the villainousness. Where do you place the villainousness?
I have an idea, but I want to hear what you have to say about her first.
I mean, I've always liked the actress, in terms of like she's in so many things of Trek. She's I often bring back. She was also a Klingon, one of the main Klingons in Star Trek, Klingon, as well as I believe another Klingon as well. So she's kind of that pack of like, we'll bring it back if we can. I think she also has more smaller roles. Seska's also the most famous one, but like you say, she's a very famous Romulan as well. Pretty good actress. She definitely has the sort of the sinister behind the eyes vibe. Or she can put that in, and you certainly believe her in the famous holodeck episode that she wants. Like you feel the vengeance factor in her face. She entirely sells the of that. Now, of course, bit of a commitment to have your face and biology, because otherwise you wouldn't blend in, recombobulated from a Cardassian with all that radical makeup, all that radical head vibe. You know, cutting off your neck pieces and being humanoid. That's a big thing to do for a spy, so I guess I commend her on her evil commitment to the bit, because you can't just do that quickly. That's a proper big thing to do. And she was obviously on Trekyardian ship, but then obviously ended up on the Voyager, and then yeah, I think she's a very good sort of B tier villain in terms of
B for bitch. Yep.
I don't mean literally B. I just mean like in terms of the Trek canon, as in she's like a famous one, but she has no particular skill set, like as in like she's not a magic person. I think in terms of villainy, I would give her a low B. So I think she's way more murderous than people in C. Like she will hurt you and kill you and stab you and slice you and smile, but no, she doesn't have to, but she will. So I'd say low B personally.
I was thinking B as well. So
yeah.
I would suggest too, with you doing what you're doing, is to do it far from the board, because your tag, Samuel Cockings, keeps coming into the frame.
You're welcome.
Yeah, please. You're doing it now. Still, stop.
Well, they are far from the board now, but okay.
Let me do it. Let me move them and resize them elsewhere. That was getting distracting for me. All right, so Seska is in fact a B. Yes, she is a B word. Perfect.
Martha Hackett, yes. Terrence disagrees with Kai Winby on the list. She's so evil.
She's one of the most evil of all the Star Trek villains, yes.
Yes.
All right, Seska is a B word.
You do a poll as well.
Go for it. All right, let me just do this thing here. Okay. All right, let's see. Ozzy, member for 53 months at the rank of Federation Council. Thank you, Ozzy. Will Great Koala be beaming over to Super Captain Foley's house and be on couch with Murph? No, Sam will, though. Be on the couch with Moopsy.
And Dot.
Okay.
Just doing the poll now.
All right, so guys, if you have anybody you want to throw on the list, by all means. There's a lot of people that are not here yet, so we want to hear from you guys. You always throw us curveballs. We love it.
Yeah.
And
a new poll.
Pulls up which race has the baddest villains. I mean, the best villains?
No, the most bad.
So they're not good villains. Okay. Bad villains are not good villains. They're bad villains.
Bad.
Means they're not good at being villains.
They're bad.
Anyway, so the Klingons, Romulans, Cardassians, or Ferengi?
Yeah, I try to think of a fourth, because Borg seems unfair, because their AI sent, don't know who else to put as the fourth big race.
Well, there's no A in Ferengi, so what's a Ferengi? Is that
Yeah.
different?
Probably.
Okay.
Maybe they're
far away
out.
from Ferenginar.
Exactly. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, she's in there. Oh, maybe I should put other, but that was a bit too broad. Alright. Next, and then you guys can throw some in.
The M113 salt creature. Salt vampire.
Yes.
Not a villain. Just trying to survive as the last of its kind. So
That's some murder, though.
No, it just feeds. It's just an animal that's feeding. Yeah, it can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, a tiger kills people and eats them too, but it's just to survive. It's not a villain. He's not a tiger. He's a lion, but okay.
Apart from that, have you met Scar?
No, I have not.
See? He's mean.
So yes, not a villain. Hashtag not a villain.
But one of the antagonists, just like Brunt, right? Somewhat. Or like Gorn. This is antagonist of an episode.
Good luck.
Yeah, have they ever come back except in lower decks?
No, I don't think so.
Don't think so either.
Because she was supposed to be last for kind, so. But that people say that all the time, and then they discover more, so it's fine.
Last of the known kind. But yeah, I would say D or F, because yeah, as you say, it's antagonist, but really not that mean, really.
Got a good edge though, having that chameleon vibe, shows people what they expect to see, what they want to see, and attracts them in. And then...
Yeah. But
I mean, one could say I'm a salt vampire. I like salt. Probably too much, but hey.
I mean, you're not wrong. I mean, we all can sympathize, right? We can all sympathize.
Sure. All right, Mark Lawrence, $5. Thank you so much, Mark. The aliens from Voyager, scientific method.
Oh.
Those were some messed up experiments.
Good shout.
Yes. All right, let's go to the second mark. We'll get that up for you.
If you want to do the next one, then we can do that while I'm putting these people in.
Sure. I also want to say 18 people here, 13 likes. Hit that like button, guys. Let's get those likes up to 20. But yeah. All right. Let's see.
It's one of those few ones where they're just humanoids, so they're just people being evil versus like some big weird species.
Ardra.
Pretty great.
The devil, if you will, or not. Just a flim-flam artist who has some fancy tech. But evil, I don't know if she'd be called a villain necessarily. She's just she's just a thief essentially. So she's not really a villain per se. However, her portraying the devil is quite a large step. I mean, and she did a really good job with it. She had the tech to kind of back it up, and she was a showman essentially. Puts on a really great show.
How did she do the what was her tech again?
It was like holographic and transporter tech kind of deal.
So she just average tech, because it wasn't.
Yes. Yeah.
Just used in a very clever and specific way.
Yes.
Yeah.
But she was a delight to have on screen for sure. So.
Yeah. I mean, she didn't. Because I remember the shakes were real.
The tremors, yeah.
The tremors.
She's causing tremors.
So in theory, she could have killed somebody with them without too much hassle.
There were minor tremors, but yeah, theoretically.
But she is rather villainous, though. And I feel like she would be... You could push this woman to do bad things. Kind of like Mud, in a way, but a bit more grr. I feel like, you know? But yeah, is she a proper murderer? I'm not sure. I don't know. I want to say C for legacy value, because she's so memorable, but I feel like in evil value, D.
I wanted to say C. Just looks at everybody's in C. They're just kind of doing their thing. Trelane's a kid. The Gorn captain's just trying to survive. Brunt is just Brunt. I'm fine with C. I think she's dangerous enough that she could be a problem.
Well, yeah, danger factor. But does that imply O should be higher, Commodore O? But then what do we see them do on screen, right? We've also got to take into account like just the pure like reality of what did they do. Well, this woman did no real pew pew kill. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like you said, she could have inadvertently killed somebody.
She kind of did
Tremors.
almost like half flirting, if anything, right? She half flirt, half.
Yeah.
Go with C. We'll see.
Yeah, I think C is a good.
But a low C. Almost the potential of a C. Yeah, interesting.
All right. So yes, Mark Lawrence. This lady, I guess, is that who we're talking about?
Yeah, well, an example of the alien race, yes. So these are the people that experimented on Voyager for an episode, making everyone basically get either no or bad sleep, and then they take all like the proteins out of Paris and make him age and almost die, etc. And it's all just for the scientific cause and the knowledge of life, and they they don't seem to have any sort of remorse. You know, bit vicious.
Yeah, their experiments were pretty not good, but
Well, it's the classic unethical scientist, right? Although I guess on an institutional level, right? And cloaking.
I think that's B worthy, honestly.
Yeah, it was way above C. Yeah, I guess as a race, because obviously we're subdividing here a bit to the race. Yeah, you have to be. Yeah.
Have to be a B.
Yeah, interesting.
All right. Ooh, Mark Lawrence with another $5. Thank you, Mark. Need a bright picture in there. How about Badgy? Surprised nobody said Badgy already.
I did pick an appropriate picture
You
of
did.
the badge. Now
This
this
is transparent, which is
boy,
great.
this one changed a bit in terms of the evolution of the show. I mean, the villain level, a la first part, one thing. Bit more now, or at least got to a bit more. Tell me your thoughts, Stuart.
Well, he wants to kill his father, Rutherford. So that's a thing. And yes, of course, we know that it does evolve and become a god, essentially, omnipotent god. But yeah, Badgy was quite sinister and evil. Honestly, wouldn't hesitate to hurt anybody. Can I teach you a lesson? So,
I don't know if okay. Does Badge enjoy? This is a specific question, right? Enjoy delivering pain to anyone but Dad. Enjoy.
I don't think it's empathy subroutines are on. I don't think. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm trying to say that specifically towards the dad. Nothing's off limits, right? But I don't know if that extends to killing other people until you get to the end when kill the universe because it's the most logical thing. I just mean the normal Badgy variant. I don't think necessarily. But I mean, this should be high because this. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
literally one of the main villains of Lower Decks, and was trying to kill all Starfleet. And I mean, would Krug willingly destroy every? Because it was like satellites. It was the communication network. It's very much control, right? Would Krug in A also destroy all the satellites and kill all the Federation? I don't think he would.
I think he might.
Do you think he?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, for me, I'm looking at either an S or an A tier. I just don't quite know where.
I would say A just because without holo emitters or a computer, useless. Right? Like in,
Yes.
like in theory, all you have to do is shoot the holo emitters in the room you're in, and you're safe. At least in that room, right? So there is a huge limitation to the ability set until the end. So I would say a very pleasant A, because is mean.
Okay, I'm down with that.
Like I say, the last episode really escalated the power level to over 9,000.
It's over 9,000.
It was, yes.
Yeah.
Good
fair.
shout.
Really surprised he wasn't mentioned earlier.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we had some really nice variety in this list. You guys had some great shouts.
Ozzy says, puts in $5, says, good Badgy or bad Badgy? Well, considering we're talking about villains and antagonists, I would say bad Badgy.
Because wasn't there a bad Badgy as well?
You mean a good Badgy?
Because I thought, did Badgy get...
There was good G.
There's good G, and there was
Logic-y.
Logic-y. But did the main Badgy look different when losing the other personality, or was it the same?
It was the same.
I think it's the same too, yeah. I think only Logic-y was different. Yeah, Logic-y was silver. But yeah, real yeah, deserves to be higher up on the list of kill you. Yep. Wow, up there with a time meddling Krenim guy. Although 3 AIs, can I just point out. That's interesting. Yeah. Interesting. Alright, throw some more. And Stuart picking all of our preloaded. Let's see where we're gonna end up.
Three AIs. Are you thinking data or lore story?
Yeah, I mean they're classified, yeah.
All right, let's see who's on this list. He wasn't villainous. He just wanted to fit in and be part of the Klingon family, and would do whatever it takes to even. Well, no, they didn't really have a choice in that. Yeah. Anyway,
the writers made him.
He didn't become human, and his bones shaven down, and
second penis cut off.
Stop perpetuating that shit. I will kill you.
Look, as soon as it was cut off, all he could do was kill it. That's what happened.
Okay, villainous wise.
Although very Seskery actually. Now put her on the list. If you break down what the vibe. Both obviously very dedicated to their cause. Cardassians can be very single-minded, which you could argue is culty, just happens to be governmental, right? Kind of similar.
But then he becomes a good guy, so...
Well, that's because his programming didn't kick back in. He was a, agent. But he was, I guess it takes a certain sort of person to willingly go under the knife, become an agent, specifically to... What was his point? To take Discovery? They haven't launched yet.
I don't remember. I've blocked that out.
No, because that... Wait, what? What was the point of him? Because he lost at Battle of Binary Star on the Shinjo, and then like a month later Discovery happened, so therefore... Just to kill Starfleet, I guess? I guess there's a war, so I guess there's a war spy. I guess. Is that it? I thought he was meant to be more than that.
I'm gonna put him at B with Arn Darvin, because Arn Darvin did the same thing, got genetically altered to be a spy.
I think you should put it lower, just out of disrespect for him.
Okay, well you throw me a letter then.
Oh, just one lower than what you're saying. So C, just one lower, because yeah, he's just such a mildly sad character. Also, all I think of when I think of this character is him moping around in just a shirt on his ship. And then it becomes Tyler Vok. That's different, but this is not. This is Vok.
But you gotta feel bad for him. He's an albino.
Exactly,
Klingon.
I do.
He's like...
But it's, discovery.
Okay.
In that one case, I just want to give it disrespect points.
Disrespect. Guys, hit the like button if you haven't already. We have 17 likes, so let's get to 20. Super chat in with any villains or antagonists you want us to talk about, because there are quite a few, and you guys can really curveball all this, like you guys have been doing.
Ooh. Good shout, Mark.
Yeah, Mark Lawrence, $5. Kuros and his crew from Think Tank playing both sides to get what they want. And they're like arms dealers.
Like they're like information dealers, as in they're so smart. So they're geniuses that are interconnected via kind of a hive mind network, and they're so smart they can work out problems, but they ask for very high prices for said knowledge. So I
feel like I want to put Badgy in the corner of this just for evil's sake.
I mean, he wants to put himself in the corner, I think.
He's got such an evil look to him.
I think he's put himself there because he's so evil. Yeah, no, Think Tank guy. Yeah, that's. I feel like he's sort of the guy. No, he's in the thing now. I feel like he's sort of guy. No, it's not a parallel, but he's sort of guy that, just like the Jedi, he would totally steal a child if it helped his cause, and he'd think it was for the betterment of them, right? And that's kind of sick, because if the collective of his group thought. And we know that they sell weapons to both sides of a war, highest bidder, because it's best for profit and best for the region. So he's an ultimate chess master, or just a very arrogant prick.
He's also just Noom from Prodigy, so...
Yeah. And the guy from Seinfeld?
Yep.
One of the guys from Seinfeld.
And he does a really good Captain Kirk.
He does. Big Trekkie. Big Trekkie. Yeah, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, playing both sides in a conflict against each other and getting... Yeah, there's definitely some evilness going on there. But I think it's the
is it evil or dickish?
Dickish. But I was just going to say, it's like the Augments. Superior ambition breeds, So I think it's one of those situations. He knows he's smarter than everybody else, and he's just going to take advantage of people. So, yeah, that's pretty evil.
It's almost like it's just business, but because he works on such a high level, business becomes this giant concept, right?
Mm-hmm.
But do you think they would kill? Because that's always a clarifier. I think he would. I think they would agree to and not shoulder the weight of that because they would feel it necessary, right?
I'm not sure they would kill. Okay. They'd find a way to eliminate the target without them personally having to do it, I think. They're too smart.
Okay, that's a good clarification. Okay, so I suppose they would willingly commission a bounty hunter to destroy a village, but not do it personally, you mean? But is that not still causing the death of those people?
It is, yes.
Okay, so you think almost they think they're above the murder part, but they'll happily hire Bob. I like that. Now, is that actually not more evil in a sense? Because you can...
Yes. Because you can basically... Yes.
Yeah, no, that's funny. You made my point with literally the reverse point.
Yeah.
I'm going to say a low B, because I think they have so much potential for just bad things. Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking B as well, so...
I mean, we are also adding the whole set of them, because they were quite a unified force. I liked the episode. I thought it was a pretty good episode. Good reuse of props and costumes, or big props.
Yeah. Mark Lawrence with another $5. Got to get
Glad to see you,
Prodigy
man.
in here. Essentia. We haven't reviewed all 20 episodes yet, so ranking may be difficult.
Well, we just got up to 16, so that's a good amount of badness.
Yes.
And she is the in theory the main antagonist of season 2. So
she's also completely evil. Like, she does not want. If it's the Federation, she's not interested. She just wants the Federation eliminated. So, yeah, she's willing to take out everybody in the Federation. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
And the means she's willing to take to do that, she'll stop at nothing, essentially. So, yeah, that's pretty evil.
And not just that, but she's done it twice, as in she did start the construct. She did cause the initial kill, and then in season 2, it failed. She's then doing another giant plot. How many other villains never get a second chance to mass murder? She is very in for it. And yeah, she's absolutely is the cause of the death of 30,000 Starfleet, so that is pretty evil. But I think there's something about her that's very much like the Krenim chap, is that when you're from a future where things have already happened and don't, and you want to change it, everybody that you're killing, they were potentially dead before you were, not before you were born, but from when you come from, they could have already been dead. There's a extraction, removal from the situation where they aren't real people. They're you know.
Yes.
It's a little bit different when you're from the mega past or mega future, of course, and the long dead. But yeah, it's interesting because she's very much just a soldier, though. I don't know if she enjoyed killing all the Federation starships or just enjoyed the fact that stuff was being disabled. I don't know if she thought about the actual kill part and just the destruction part, and there is a slight difference. It's like if there was an option to kill the ships but beam all the people out, would she willingly beam everyone out and just destroy all of the ships and structure? You know, I don't know.
I don't think so. I think she was in it to win it. So yeah, I want to put her at an A, just for
I think the absolute murderiness. Yeah, I think very few people in this list actually killed as many as she has. So yeah, that's
pretty evil. All right, Gestrel, $1980, $5.
Good to see you.
Season 3, Star Trek Picard.
Vatic. Actually a changeling, of course, based on the image of a scientist, a Section 31 scientist. No, a Daystrom. Daystrom.
Don't remember. You go back and watch Picard Season 3 too, apparently. We
do a lot of.
She was super important until she wasn't, and then Rave quickly brushed aside.
Yep.
Definitely enjoyed what she was doing, though. She relished in causing chaos, essentially,
and pain. I mean, she did. I think she manually killed the person on the bridge. I think that was actually her and her weapon.
Yeah, I believe so.
I think she's pretty dark, yeah.
But is she?
Because she's also a changeling, so she fits slightly under the mold of the changeling from DS9, where we are all inferior to her. Anyway.
Yes, squashing ants.
Exactly. But it's interesting that what we saw of her was as a bounty hunter. So she went away from the Great Link to become a freelance for hire, which does not necessarily mean pew pew kill kill. It means at least shoot shoot, but not necessarily kill kill. Not a soldier, but a soldier for hire, right? That's an interesting thing for her to choose to do out of all the things. But pretty evil. But also a hurt soul, you know? Just kind of damaged goods.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, my gut's saying not as high, but we've seen some pretty bad things. I guess how much of the Borg Queen's plan do we put on her shoulders, right? From season 3, how much of that was she, like, was she actively there to do the killing all the kids and destroy Starfleet fleet? Is that also her plan, or is that the Borg Queen's plan that she's helping with? I guess who's to know? But I guess that has a distinction. What do you say?
It is a distinction because we don't know how much of the plan she actually knew. She's just doing her job essentially at this point. What she was hired for.
Just to grab a Picard and then bring them back. Like, if that's all they know, then it's like they're a bounty hunter, right? I want to say B because I think they absolutely would destroy a ship of people and not think about it.
Yes.
I think that brings us into the B territory.
Yeah, looking at the people in B, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm on board.
Yeah. Interesting.
Okay.
Good chat.
Guest from 1980 again, $5. Borg Queen, First Contact. I'd say S level.
Now, I specifically threw in 2 different Borg Queens there so we can address both separately because I think they are different enough. So we'll start with the First Contact one first. So I've included the Picard Season 3 Borg Queen. As we just discussed, there's another level to that.
Yeah.
So I want to throw them in. Alice Krieg.
All right. Queen of the Borg, she is hell-bent on perfection, but she thinks she's improving things. It's like what I've said before, the best villains think they're doing things for the right reasons. And she's not out to kill people. She's out to make their lives better by bringing them into the Borg collective, enhancing their lives and enhancing the collective at the same time. So it's a different. She's not out just to murder and annihilate worlds, because all those people on those planets become Borg, and she thinks their lives are better for it. So, yeah.
I mean, if you look at motivation, like Anorax is trying to save a race by not having other races exist that then never exist in a timeline. There's not a malice there. She is not hurting people. She might rip off people's arms, replace them with cybernetic parts, but that's better. And in fairness, we do see a lot of them, be drugged and stuff. It's not as if they're necessarily in pain when they get that done, right? Like there was a certain, like Picard was crying because he was nullified, like he was not. Anyway.
Yeah.
She's trying to help everybody, or at least. But she's like a virus. She's not even trying to necessarily help people. It's more get to the end goal, and this is the steps.
Yes.
And she's negotiable with. Apparently, we have seen a little bit of negotiation.
Yes.
Oh, interesting question. Compared to Locutus, should that recategorize him? Because we said before he was the pawn. He was the evil because he was pew-pewing. But then besides that, is she more evil than him? And is he then lower, or is she then higher?
Well, she's higher than him because she was controlling him. She's using him as a tool to get his knowledge and to get the intimidation factor of people facing off against their captain.
Okay, I have a bonus argument. She is evil because she does understand that everybody in her collective was a person once, and she willingly self-destructed Borg ships to kill one person per ship sometimes for the U-Matrix Zero. That is actual knowing mass murder. That's pretty evil, right? That's knowing, even if it's not necessarily like she knows they were people, and also they're her servants and her people. Like that is proper like mass murder for,
But it's also the drone aspect of it. They're not important in the grand scheme because there's so many other drones and ships to replace them. So she doesn't think on that level that. So yes, it is absolutely evil to do that because there's people. Those people could be redeemed. Some of them could be unborgified.
Well, that's the thing. I think it's different if she attacks a planet and shoots a few ships versus literally self-destructing a 10,000 person cube. It's so brutal murder that there's so little thought. So I think I'm gonna say A, but very high A, because I think the fact that she doesn't think she's doing evil should play a part. And I don't think she'd murder apart from that drone thing. Like, there's in her brain, she's not going to murder for the sake of it. At least this version.
Yeah, she'll get what she wants at any means necessary, but her goal is to improve people's lives by making them Borg.
And everyone gets to benefit from the overall tech improvements. You know, everyone benefits. You know, it's a good day to be a Borg, Stuart.
Yes, we'll put her at A.
But if you want to move that, you can have your say. $5 will move them. Yeah, she's a really difficult one because motive's important.
Speaking of, we got the Borg Queen from Picard Season 3.
Yes, the monster, the HR Giga Borg. Now this, of course, was...
move my mouse. Shit.
Season 3 version from Picard, who was post the destruction of the network, post-virus, had to cling to life to survive, had a cube still, or a giant mega cube, and then hatched a plan in her own unique evil way to kill loads of people and assimilate them. But there was both, because she was having the fellowships once taken over, the youth shoot and destroy ships and space station especially. So there was a level of proper murder now with this one, where it was, oh god, it wasn't resistance is futile, it was something else. It was a new phrase.
Yeah, I can't remember though.
But it was implied now violence is a good solution to kill. And just, you know, the HR Geiger grossness of it. I think this is where this is where it goes from being a AI construct to a character who has been personally betrayed, personally brutalized, personally whatever, whose personal vengeance, because if they're interested in building a collective, they do that, but they're not doing that, not in the strict sense. It's about causing pain, destruction, and vengeance. So this one's a proper one-on-one kill character.
Yeah.
It's funny we get 2 different Borg Queens in 2 different seasons of Picard. That's crazy.
Hold on a second here. Just having issues.
But evilness, yeah, I mean, definitely pretty darn evil.
Yes, but there's a vengeance factor as well, so it's a little bit more evil, one could argue. So,
and there's probably some sadistic value to getting Picard's son, your own Locutus's son, and turning him to cause that pain, knowing that.
Hold on one second.
Okay.
Sorry.
Now that's evil. The border. Yeah, guys, click like right now. Vote in the poll. Throw in your interesting suggestions that we will rank. We love to have debates with you fine people.
So the question is, do we put her above the other Borg Queen?
That, I think, is an obvious one, because I think the evilness is just more. The question is then, have we overvalued one, or should this one then be an S?
There's a sad patheticness almost to this one, because she's lonely and the Borg are kind of, oh my goodness.
I would say yes. I think this evil Borg Queen should be an S, because, you know, resistance is no longer futile. Murder is now viable.
Okay.
That's why I wanted to put both in. I think they're different. I think if you added the Voyager Borg Queen, she feels more like the workhorse Queen. I think she would then be a B, because she was actually talking to Seven, talking to Janeway, she was just far more business as usual. I think she actually lower evilness, because Alice was the one that blew up people in Endgame. Oh no, it wasn't. It was that lady. I guess that was some reason. Huh. All right, but this one's more evil, I think. That Queen.
And no, Ozzy, I was not having a snack, nor did I drop my snack. The battery in my mouse died, so I had to unwrap a new battery. So Gastro 1980, $5. Borg Queen First Contact, I'd say S level, so we'll move her up. You guys have that power here.
Yeah, it's the same superchat to put on the board, but cool.
Yeah. Robin0908 Duras up there. Nope, you can put him up there though.
Any Duras? There are certainly. Any Duras
there
sister? We should see how it compared to them.
Yeah.
Okay, next. Kang?
Core.
I really do love this look. The gentle look. Klingon. As in him specifically. I think he suits that really well. With all the different facial hair.
See, the problem is we got TOS one here, and then we got him in DS9, where he's just a good guy. He's just essentially at all times we see him, he's a Klingon. And here he's doing.
Yeah.
He enjoys his job though, subjugating these planets,
helping
and
them,
playing chess with like a Starfleet captain. Not literally playing chess, but like mentally. You know what I mean?
No.
He just digs it. He's a good Klingon, essentially, which I don't want to call him a villain because of DS9. He's like a really good guy.
But this is wartime him, right? It's like, I'm sure, yeah.
Oh yeah, he wanted to pull people out into the courtyard and just vaporize them to prove a point. So
classic Klingon, TOS, a bit more vicious. Like gentle. Yeah. He's gently, honorably, quietly vicious versus glory. Yeah, I mean, he's probably doing what the rule book says you can do. In times of extreme political uprising, a couple of examples via firing squad make all the difference. Page 47, line 12.
Yep.
And he wouldn't even think about it. So that's a certain cavalierness to people, certainly civilians as well. So that's cultural, right?
But one good question, is that an honorable thing to do? That's a whole discussion. It's a whole video on itself.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'd probably put them at C tier again with the Gorn captain and stuff, just kind of doing their jobs.
Yeah, but more murder than the Gorn captain would that we saw. Like Iron Darwin, he didn't cause much murder, but it's more personal. But it was on a smaller scale. This guy would literally destroy a town if he had to. But would he personally? Well, I would because he's a Klingon. But is it because he doesn't care? Is that why we're not? I guess we're saying he would be happy not to kill if no war. I guess that's the distinction.
Yeah, maybe.
Iron Darwin would kill because he's there for vengeance, personal. I guess yes. C, but his actions would certainly be a B. But I guess motive, I'll give you a C. But I think he's right on that line.
As you said, he's a military commander doing what's in what he was trained to do.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Just following orders, that old cliche.
Later became Boltar. Yes. What a life.
All right, guys, 25 likes, which is great. Let's see if we can get to 30. Anybody out there hasn't hit like yet, please do so.
Right now.
If you want to see somebody on this list, such as the Duras, any of the Duras, you can add them. $5 super chat will get them on the board. And if you feel strongly about moving any of these, you can do so as well with a super chat. So,
yeah. And 28 votes in the poll with a very decisive current winner. Which race has the baddest villains? Bad to the bone. 43% Cardassian. With a split vote between Klingons and Romulans. 25%. Ferengi has had at least one vote. I'll give him that at 7%. Because it was not a foregone conclusion when I walked into this.
Yeah. And Robman0908 says he would destroy a town, but he didn't end up killing anyone. And then he became a lovable goofball. Hard to place him. Yes, it is absolutely hard to place him. Yeah. If we had just gone with the TOS vibe, I think he would have been higher. But to know that he was just doing his job and he's just being a Klingon.
Wait, are you saying to know him is to love him?
And to love him is to know him.
You ordered that so well. That's great. I mean, I was trying to clarify. You know, I was going purely TOS, of course, but soldier vibes is unfortunately a thing to note. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anywho's, we got Patrick.
Good to see you, Patrick.
€6. I would like to add Seska to the board.
Sela.
Placing her, I think, somewhere in
Sela.
C to B. What did I say?
Saska.
Sela. I didn't mean.
Got Seska on your mind, Stuart. Seska on your mind.
No, really, I don't like her. So Sela, yes, here we go.
Now that's a very variable character, depending on which episode. But I picked a menacing picture, because there are some not menacing pictures when you Google her, so.
Again, I think she's kind of like Worf. Like, Worf didn't grow up around Klingons, so he's more Klingon than some Klingons. He's overcompensating. I think she's the same way, because she's not fully Romulan. She has to prove herself. And as a result, she does have more of a vicious streak, perhaps, than some Romulans might. But I don't know how well she pulls it off. She's not exactly... I don't even know how to say what I'm trying to think. Or to, like... Yeah. She comes across as cold, but it seems like a facade. It seems like she's actually not as evil as she portrays herself to be, but to get in good with her peers and kind of prove herself to be the most Romulan of Romulans, I think she just goes forward with things. I don't know, that's kind of what I was trying to get at. But
that is an amazing point. Yeah, that's absolutely apt. Yeah, she is evil and dark, but it's a reaction. You know, she is. I mean, can you imagine looking in the mirror every day and seeing the mum who you loved, who you know got raped, but that's just cultural, who also got killed for leaving you and betraying you, and then you have to see yourself in the mirror every day. Like, a lot of internalized everything, and then being given this chance to be this high ranking somehow, and then using that to try and make an impact by doing these big things, and then failing by being sneaky, but not necessarily having like Romulan intellect and longevity and stuff that Romulan would have. So but you have some sneak, but is it maybe not the brain power, high intelligence sneak of Romulan? So she's really trying. That's really great. Yeah, she's absolutely going the 110% to try and make up for Romulan's 90%. Which is why when I think about the guy who she was with in the episodes on TNG, he was like very gentle, smarmy, and it felt more natural than her smarmy, because she's trying harder.
Mm-hmm.
But that's actually, yeah. So the fact that she's wanting to cause chaos should make her more evil.
No, I don't think so. See, I'm thinking B. I'm thinking of putting her in B, because I'm looking at everybody in B.
I think B. I think I'm gonna say C. I think B is still. I think a mid to high B.
Yeah.
Because I think she would do so many bad things. Would she enjoy them? She'd enjoy what came from them. Although starting a civil war does a lot of bad things in that. Yeah, that's a really interesting. Yeah.
So B it is.
Like, she's the sort of lady that would not hesitate to, as you see, pull out the disruptor and disrupt somebody in a way to get to the next place. Just would. And that's flat murder, just would, right? Yeah. Good shout, Patrick. Good. Interesting one. But Robman says C because she's incompetent by the end.
It's true. Maybe a low B. But I still think, looking at all the other people in B, she's right there and would do everything that they did.
Mm-hmm. I mean, had she had a Cyrus ship, she'd bomb a planet. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I don't think she would wipe out the entire Federation like Ascension would.
No.
I think there's...
What? No. I think she would be open to wiping out the idea of the Federation and letting them control everybody, but not through mass destruction.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
So,
yeah,
I think B's fair.
Yeah.
Area 51 throws in $2 and says J.J. Abrams. Well, it should be $5, but considering that's J.J. Abrams, I'll accept $2 for that because that's worth putting on the. I don't think there's a tier high enough for J.J. Abrams.
Well, Stuart, I'll let you take this one away with the official ranking of J.J. Abrams as Star Trek's greatest villain poll.
The question is he a bigger villain than Kurtzman?
For those who don't know, Stuart, who is J.J. Abrams?
Some dipshit
from Kansas
who's got really good ideas and then just fumbles the ball at the end. He's a mystery box guy, you know.
He is.
Look at this mystery box.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be no good payoff for it, but there's a mystery box there.
Well, it might be.
He's the one that saved
yes.
Star Trek with Star Trek 2009. He didn't save Star Trek. He didn't do fucking anything but not watch Star Trek and not understand it, and then got the reins to it and made it Star Wars. So he's an S tier villain as far as this list goes. He would wipe out an entire franchise if he could. And accept money as he's doing it, smiling politely. There you go.
Okay, so on the reverse of that, though, he did try and make good Star Trek movies. He made good Star Trek movies for him, right? Movies he wanted to see. And ironically, it was Kurtzman and Akiva Goldsman. They wrote the scripts and stories for those films. He directed them. His direction is great. We don't know what a
really.
Like,
is his direction great? Is it?
Oh, but that's an art choice. It's not a direction choice. I mean, it's both, but it's that also was of the time, right? Yes.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yeah. But his direction is pretty darn solid, and the films are reasonably well paced. The first two, the third one's much better in every way, but that's.
Can I interrupt you right there?
Please do.
This ship looks great, but let's turn those Red Bazaar collectors blue because blue's cooler. Also, the ship's too small. Let's take this exact same design and scale it up because size is intimidating. But don't worry about the windows or anything. Those are all his directives.
Yes.
So screw this guy. He doesn't understand. He doesn't understand.
Yeah, because for him it's just for him, I'm sure he was given the pitch of this is a dead franchise. You are given the keys. You are here to restart the engine. Therefore, get as many people as possible, make it as cool as possible, and therefore the scale of a ship being bigger for cooler, for shots, adds something to the cool factor. And Star Trek's dead, he was told, therefore reviving it is the most important thing. Now, had it had anybody in the team who would help make it better, from a canon perspective, he could do. And I would love to see it, JJ, same art design, just improved in every way.
That was another one of his directives. Nobody that worked on prior Star Trek can work on this.
Well, they'd infect it with our ideals and values.
Which, thank God, Johnny's got in there, by the way.
But then it corrupted his art style for the next 20 years.
It did, but at least we got somebody in there.
Yes. But he didn't
an idiot.
Try and make bad Trek. He tried to make good sci-fi action romp. And there's motives important. Same with Star Wars. He tried to make a great Star Wars film. He has a very, very bad habit of mystery boxes. Like, for example, this Prodigy thing I'm doing, the episodic thing, I know the ending. I knew the ending as I was picturing the start of it, because I had to know exactly where the arc goes, because without knowing, you can't lay hints. A mystery box does not work if there's not a good payoff. Even if that might change, it's like How I Met Your Mother, right? Giant spoilers. Have you seen How I Met Your Mother? You haven't?
No.
Okay, well, I'll say it without saying it.
No, I know what the ending is. So.
Okay, so the mother was always going to be that mother, but over the course of the show, the audience grew to want something different because the show evolved. And when they went back to the original idea, people hated it because it didn't feel organic. But they had the idea in mind.
Yeah.
And that... So it's kind of reversed. They should have made it a mystery. Versus Gossip Girl, who they did not know who Gossip Girl was going to be. They had several ideas, but there was obviously every character could have been. And they chose one at the end. Now, it happenstance that it worked well, but it wasn't the only idea. They were willing to move things around a bit as they went. Yeah, so it's Mr. Rogers' work if you know at least a solid way, and then you modify it. You know. Yeah.
I kind of agree with Patrick though, because it needs a brewery in the engine room. That was another choice by him. We don't have enough money to build the sets that we had in mind for engineering, so let's film at a Budweiser factory because that sounds like a good idea. I don't know. He's an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he's not. Yeah.
He's a fine creative, I guess. He steals other people's ideas and plots and all that shit.
He's very unoriginal. He's very, very unoriginal.
Very unoriginal, yes. But he should not have had Star Trek.
And it's funny because the same story, the same money, but without some of those big red flag choices, it would be better. I mean, you can't know that until you do it, of course. Like casting, inspired, story, interesting if done. But again, that's Akiva Goldsman and Robert Orsi. But Stuart, I know you only have one place to put him, so put him where your heart, your soul. Hi, Dan. Where you feel
in
like
hell.
You need, in well, there isn't a slot high enough for hell. But I just wanted to throw the realistic argument over, Stuart.
Sure. He had a good idea with Alias. It was good for a while, and then he just fucked off. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. He's an idiot. Is my thoughts. So. SPS Guru 2000 throws in €5. It says the JJ Prize is the most hideous that ship has ever been, and in that spirit, I nominate Alex Kurtzman. Oh my goodness.
Dear me, hold on. Oh dear. I didn't even see that was in that because the chat was so everything else. Hold on.
SPS Guru 2000, €5. They could have filmed engineering at one of the myriad of experimental fusion reactors. At least that would have been a bit authentic. Well, they did that for the second one. And again, that didn't even look like an engine room. That was just, again, incredibly stupid and lazy. Please, if you're going to direct a film that is based on a franchise, please be a fan of that franchise, or at least aware of it. Watched some of it, because sadly he did not. So, oh my goodness, this man.
Who also wrote the said films we just talked about.
He did. He's a fucking awful writer. He also fucked up Transformers and everything too, but that's all right.
In disguise.
Kurtzman.
I mean, him, Robert Orsi, not Orsi, Akiva Goldsman are the heroes at failing upwards. Constant failures and constantly promotions.
Nepotism at its finest.
It's amazing the level of failing upwards they have had. I mean, just some things that he produced. Let's see. Cowboys and Aliens, not great. Ender's Game, not great. Maze Spider-Man 2, very not great.
Now You See Me was fantastic.
Now You See Me 2, not fantastic. The Mummy, of course, produced and directed, terrible. But then he executive produced Scorpion, Limitless, both excellent TV shows. But he also might have just been there for the first episode, then moved on, right? So you have no idea.
Well, it's like Prodigy and Lower Decks. Executive producer Alex Kurtzman. You can tell he hasn't touched them, but he's got that title, so his name's on it.
Executive producer of 183 Hawaii Five-0 episodes. How much is he helping to produce Hawaii Five-0 during his entire tenure at Star Trek? How many episodes did he really help on? I've no idea.
He has no input. He doesn't care.
Writer, he wrote 10 episodes of Alias. He wrote the screenplay for The Island, Legend of Zorro, Mission Impossible 3, which that's not a good one. Transformers Revenge of the Fallen, written, terrible script. He's credited as one of the writers of the Star Trek video game? That seems unlikely.
Yeah. Robman0908. Or competent like Nick Myers. He wasn't a fan of Star Trek, but did his homework and made an all-time classic. Yeah, Nick Myers wasn't he wasn't a fan of Star Trek. He watched all the Star Trek episodes before deciding on a script for Wrathcon. He became a Star Trek fan during the course of it. And I think his outside perspective actually helped Star Trek. Made it more militaristic, and a lot of people would argue with that. But
yeah, suddenly having Hoovers and fire extinguishers is definitely ridiculous. They wouldn't have conventional looking.
Well, that was just the military aspect of it, yeah. So.
I know, but silly choices. They look cool, but they're not logical, and you can't really argue having literally a fire extinguisher in the future. It literally is. It's actually a found off the floor prop. It's like, no, they wouldn't. At least in Low Decks, they're kind of a sci-fi one. Or not, apology. But it blends in. It's a good film, so we don't, it's good films, we don't care as much. It's like having the whistle. It's like, oh, yeah, space whistle. Yeah. But it works. It's fancy. And that's the thing. I think it's not necessarily about being a fan of the franchise. Like, hire an amazing director that's never seen Trek. Have around him really hardcore Trek fans that get it, who the director's very happy to listen to for those things. And like with my Trek films, like I've said this before, but when I did all my short films, I wanted to go to a place, and I was like, the runabout can go fast, right? Researched it, no, it can't. So I had to make some really, I had to go from like 10 light years to like 1.1. So I had to entirely change some of the structure of that and explain why in the plot, because that didn't make sense. I wasn't willing to sacrifice authenticity for storytelling. And guess what? I modified like 20 words and had the same effect by just modifying some things. So that's what you do. You don't say, oh, I can't do this because this, and this. You modify it cleverly using the existing canon. But that's just me.
Yeah. I think we can agree that he's an idiot.
If you want.
Well, you don't agree?
I mean, the only thing I'll say about him is that in theory, he hired the people like Michael Mann and the Hagemans.
How much did he, though? That's my question.
Well, he had to sign off on all of them.
Sure, but...
So, whereas JJ made bad films, bad choices, he at least is also had to approve and let happen a lot of the good stuff. So I think in that respect should be an A, because he did, quote unquote, allow good stuff to also happen. JJ did not. JJ's telling you it was 2 bad films. That's my right?
I cannot in good conscience put this man in A. If you want to move him, I will kill you while you sleep when you stay
Okay,
here.
you know what? Okay. We'll let the fan aside. $1, where should he be? Okay, $1 for S. Vote now, okay?
Okay.
Just who feels that strongly he should be an S as a top tier villain to put in $1?
He's a total S. He's a total S-hole.
So yeah, who feels strongly enough that this man should be a top tier villain? Throw in a 1 or 99 cents or as low as you want. Just put the sentiment in.
And yes, Rodman, we did say that he wrote the 2009 film. And Independence Day. Now, Independence Day is good, so...
Well, the second one, I guess. He couldn't write the first one, could he? He's not that old?
I don't know.
The second one's a terrible
I didn't know
script.
I didn't know he was involved with Independence Day. I figured he would be with the second one, but... Ooh, Ray Ricks, £5. Kurtzman, SS tier. Oof.
Well, there you go.
All right, well...
People make the choices, yeah?
Patrick, €6. Let's get back on track with an all-time favorite, Dukat. He's an S tier. Yeah, it's surprising Dukat hasn't been mentioned yet. So,
well, he's not for us, are they?
Robin meant Into Darkness. That's what he meant by ID instead of Independence Day.
Ah.
That explains it.
I was like, I don't remember this.
Royston S. Bailey throws in some kind of currency, which is equivalent to $1 probably. F. Klutzman. Yes, F. Klutzman. There you go. SVS Guru, €2,005. He was responsible for me not watching Star Trek or season 4 and 5 of Star Trek Discovery. So S tier.
But he had the least to do with those. who's heavily responsible for seasons 1 and 2. Interesting. I can't copy this chap's. Oh, there we go. What currency, Mr. Royston? That is a fast. Never seen this before. Israel new shekels. Oh, hello there.
Interesting.
Hello there. So that's $3, I think. Thank you. You have a symbol for your. I guess we do too, but yeah. What am I saying? We all have symbols. Sorry, I was like, there's not a number there. No, there is.
You know, every letter is actually a symbol in the alphabet. It's amazing, right?
The more you know.
That's because Dukat is a triple S too. Yes, Dukats.
Yes. Thanks, Patrick.
Very much the epitome of a villain, because he thinks he did good things. Why are there no statues on Bajor of me? I made things better for the Bajoran people. Under my watch, death fell by 20% in the first month. I increased their food rations. And then he still gives the whole cliche of, I was just following orders.
Just because they're my orders?
He's all over the board as far as... He's delusional. He's delusional. He's trying to... He wants so much for people to like him. There's even an episode where he's talking to Cisco after the destruction of the ship. And he's like... Cisco's like, what do you want from me? Do you want me to say that I respect you?
I don't.
Yeah, and that's where he was going crazy and he's seen it, talking to everybody that wasn't there. So, yeah, Dukat is easily an S tier. There's still a good debate whether who's more evil, Kai Wynn or Dukat. And guess what? They team up at the end. So...
Crazy.
Anyway, what are your thoughts on Dukat?
Oh, so Royston, are you not in the US right now? There's 2 Hebrews joined. Nice. I said before. Yeah, Dukat's a funny one because he's. I mean, we've seen this. We've talked about this actually quite recently. I think I just watched that DS9 one where he was working with Cisco against Will Riker, and he was actually very relatable. That was very much the point, and he wasn't evil and he wasn't bad. They turned him into that through loving the guy, the actor.
Yeah. I'm going to miss my son's birthday today because I have to do this shit. And all he's going to look back on and think is, I hate the Federation because they took my dad away from me. Yeah. I didn't know you had a son. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's them saying, right, in theory, he's a monster from the occupation, but as is all Nazis that worked the camps bad too? Not all were. They couldn't be, right? They couldn't all be. He might have been the one that wasn't, right? And then they turned that into... But I think it's also his descent into madness. I mean, he has a lot of screen time, right? He rises ahead of his society through both power plays and clever planning and just desperation from everyone else. Then gets F by the Dominion, goes crazy. You know, it's very logical what happens to him. So I guess it depends where you count him. Early on, he's a soldier doing his job with the occasional Bajoran sex slave, but you know they're under him, so whatever. By the end, he's literally a fire god. So.
He's S tier.
So kind of like the. Okay, can you do me a favor? Can you put him at both a C and an S? So I think early him C because he could be redeemed, and S because the bad him. Because I think they could have done such an amazing both. I just kind of want to give him respect at both, like the TOS guy, right, doing his job. I want to say that because he's broad, just like the TOS one, right?
I don't want to split up everybody's image into two to put them in different rankings, but
just for him, because they did change him so radically.
Okay, yeah. So there you go.
Just for him, yeah. Fire Lord.
If you want the C tier Dukat removed, a $5 super chat, I'll remove him off the board because this will confuse a lot of people that are joining late.
Yes, I'm glad to see everyone jumping in. We do love our regulars. And it's so fun, these lives, because contrast, having to look at the thing and work out who, what, where. This wouldn't be the same if we just had the discussion. This is different because we get to really see everything put together. Yeah, really interesting.
Mm-hmm. All right, classic for real, $5. Akiva Goldsman, Kurtzman's second in command. P.S. Just spent $1,000 on Prime Day to buy a resin printer and other stuff. So this is all you get today. Yes, it is Prime Day today, and we also picked up a few things for the house and stuff. So good deals on right now. So, all right. Well, thank you very much for that, classic for real. We appreciate that.
Have fun with the printing. Yeah, I mean, I assume $1,000 is quite a good one. I'd assume.
Well, with the Prime Day sale, probably, yeah.
My only issue with Prime Day is that I'm so worried that they actively increase the price, knowing it's Prime Day, and then it's like, look, a deal. But it wasn't a deal yesterday. It's like, oh.
SVS Guru puts in €5 and says, Dukat is a clear S. Does that mean you want the C1 removed? Is that what you're saying? Let me know. Clarify. You don't have to super chat it, just clarify. And he also put in another €5 and says, the evil clown from the Thaw.
Yes. Evil clown. Do love the evil clown. No, I need to be more. I put evil clown in Google. Need to be more specific. Because I got a lot of evil clown stuff.
You always put Star Trek and know what you're looking for.
I just defaulted. Evil clown, yeah.
Did you get John Wayne Gacy? Probably popped up. Picture of him.
I don't know.
Anyway. Regardless. Akiva Goldsman, yeah. I mean.
I picked a smug picture on purpose.
Yeah. That tracks.
And here's the epitome of failing upwards. His writing credit is astoundingly poor. Astoundingly.
Yeah. I don't have much to say that I haven't said about JJ and Kurtzman, honestly.
Well, he seems like a nicer guy than the other ones in interviews. He seems like a kind of friendly, gentle person. The other two have a certain smarm to them.
Total smarm. Yeah.
Let's see. His first credit is Lost in Space as producer. Which we both like. Starsky and Hutch. I enjoy Starsky and Hutch. Constantine. Enjoy Constantine. Mr. Smith. Enjoy Mr. Smith. I Am Legend. I enjoy I Am Legend. Hancock. I enjoy Hancock. Fringe, of course. The Dark Tower. That was not well reviewed. Discovery, of course. So that's a good set of early ones. Don't know how much he had to do with them, but.
Royston says he's a Pulitzer Prize winner, I believe.
But he also wrote Batman and Robin. I mean, that's the counter, right? Like, just.
Well, as you said with Michael Chabon, just because he got what was it? Did he get a Pulitzer? It just doesn't mean everything he does is going to be good after that. So
by that unfortunate logic, every Emmy-winning actor is Emmy-winning performance in every single film ever, including when they started. Or every but yeah, he wrote Lost in Space, which I didn't realize, which is not a well-written film either, right? It's fun because it's cool.
We're talking about the film, not the series.
The film, okay. Yeah, it's not a well-written piece either. Batman and Robin, Lost in Space, Batman Forever original story, screenplay of iRobot. So basically, he screenplayed what he made. What are screenplays?
And Classic for Real says, I love how Sam said evil clown when Goldsman appeared. So appropriate.
Well, that wasn't intentional, but...
Royston says his non-Trek stuff shouldn't count towards this. Yes, but as far as JJ and Alex Kurtzman go, they have a lot more flops than this guy, so...
Well, Batman and Robin, Stuart.
That's true.
I mean, that's a bigger flop than anything either of those have made.
That's a big gouge out of the floor of, you know.
And of course, we have to look at other non-Trek because we don't know these people, right? I mean, what has he done in real Trek? He pitched Pike-ish Discovery and then pitched it again when people wanted it, and he's producing that. That's all we know. And I don't know how much involvement he has. He's not the showrunner.
So where do you want to put him?
I mean, I guess A, because you're less vitriolic about him, and therefore to have... Look, you have contrast, right? You don't hate him as much, therefore A.
Oh, yes.
That's important. You hate him less.
I'm willing to give him a B.
Oh my God, Stuart! What, are you okay? Are you ill?
No, A's fine. But I would have gone down to a B. It's fine.
Okay.
I don't know as much about him. I just know he's an idiot. So.
Well, he did. I mean, but he also helped write. No, he didn't. Wait, did he help write? No, 09. No. He was there. He was producing. I don't know. But yeah,
Evil
again,
Clown
Batman and
from-
Robin, pretty bad.
Yeah. Evil Clown from Fear, or is Fear. You probably have more to say about him than I do. I know the actor, and he doesn't usually play evil characters, really. I just can't take him seriously, and he's not intimidating at all. So. So villain, I mean, he's the epitome of fear, I guess. So it should be high-ish.
Yeah,
But...
so obviously this is about performance, right? It's a creepy, but not too creepy. It's crazed, but not too crazed. He is mean. He is sad. Entirely unpredictable, right? Because you can make fear in a good way. You can enjoy fear as part of a horror film, and you could be chased down the street by murder and have fear. On a roller coaster, where your fear you're gonna fall out, but of course it's designed not to make you fall out. So, you know, fear can be all the different things. Therefore, that's why he plays at all different things. He does kill that guy, so he will murder. But also, he is, weird as it sounds, he's protecting his holographic people, because as soon as they all leave, he stops existing and dies, and so will the people. So he's, yeah, I mean, he would out evil many people on this list.
Okay, well, looking at the list, where would you place him?
I would say low B on the between C and B, because his performance is so good, but he also just wants to kind of have fun and make you a bit frightened, but it was being frightened of evils. I just gave some context. But I wouldn't say he's like amazingly high, but he's definitely higher than the lower tiers. Personal preference, though.
I'm fine with that. Yeah. I don't know where I would have put him. I mean, looking at the list, you probably would have said a low B.
Yeah, and a low B is fine, right? Just yeah.
Do we have a new poll, or is this the same poll?
Same poll.
Okay. All right. So next up, we've got Ray Ricks with £5. Damon Bach. Now, I wouldn't say this is a villain necessarily. He's a grieving father.
It's interesting because this Ferengi I thought was the guy when they makes everyone kids, based on the shot. But that's who I googled. That's how I got when Damon Bach came up.
Isn't Damon Bach the one that is going after Picard?
They're both called Bach.
Which Damon Bach?
There's what? Stuart, on Google there's 3 different Bachs. He's the first one. What? They're all called Bach? What? The Memory Alpha has both people. Okay, we'll assume it's the guy from that episode, because, as in the original one with the son with the torture.
Yeah, so he's just a grieving son that's trying to get revenge on the man that killed his son.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's necessarily evil,
but causing pain.
It's got a vindictive streak, for sure, but I don't think evil. Like, if his son hadn't died, would he have just been a regular daemon and just done daemon jobs? Probably.
Just, the standard cheating people and ruining deals, standard.
Exactly. And once Picard was dead, would he continue going on to hurt people? I mean, he might have, because he got away with it once. I don't know. I wouldn't put him super high on this list, personally.
No. I mean, you got the sense he's a normal Ferengi with the classic quirks of a Ferengi. But in this case, it was about pain. Did he want to kill Picard or give him pain?
I think he wanted to give him pain, the same pain that he experienced as in his son, kind of thing.
And that is vindictive, but we're putting murderers up here higher on purpose because that's different.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Damon Bach isn't a person. Damon Bach is a way of life. Classic for real. That's great. Okay, so I'm going to put him at a D. A D. Because like other people in D, he's just trying to cover his own ass, essentially, I guess. Is D fine for you with this one?
Yeah, I would say he's on the line. And Ray says, wasn't the Krenim guy doing the same thing? No, he's trying to bring back his wife by erasing timelines. By creating them and erasing. It's definitely different.
Yes.
Interesting.
So D or C, I'm happy
no,
with.
I think that high D, low C, but I think yeah. Yeah.
I don't think he's one I would ever rattle off in a list of villains on Star Trek, if I had to. You know?
I think he's definitely higher on the Ferengi list because he's vengeance. But that's not necessarily the highest bar, right? Like,
yeah.
And interestingly, we've got Brunt higher. Why is Brunt higher? Well, I put the next two in because that's an important thing, and I think we were quite quick on Brunt being that. Why?
Brunt is scheming and vindictive, especially against Quark. Definitely wants to cause Quark some misery. And he's also trying to remember the argument for him.
Yeah.
He got a lot more screen time. That's probably what it was. He was a recurring character quite a few times, and it definitely filled out his character quite a bit. So
he was also a real dick.
That too. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I think maybe we should lower Brunt then maybe to an equally high-low slot. I'm not saying you have to, just saying that's worth another quick thought.
Let's think about that, but leave Marines for now.
Because Brunt, don't know if he actually caused pain and hurt people in the same way. Now, he probably made many people lose their homes and their livelihood.
Well, he wanted Quark to kill himself because he pre-bought all of his desiccated remains.
Oh, that's not great.
Quark found out that he wasn't dying.
That's not great.
Anywho's, let's move on.
Okay.
Classic for real, $5. Okay, another $5. Erin Kruger and Roberta Orsi co-wrote the J.J. Trek movies with Kurtzman and Goldsman. Wow, it's like these guys want to click.
I put one of those two in the chat.
Yeah, this is
the first one.
Erin Kruger?
Don't know him. Can't say I recognize him.
Don't know him either, but he looks like an asshole. He's got that.
And special guest star today. Welcome to the chat.
He's got that face that it's so punchable. I don't know. He just looks like an asshole.
I mean, we'll never know who did the most damage in the JJ films. So, because I don't know him, I want to put him as a D. I don't know.
I was going to say D. Yeah.
We're back
All
in
right.
about a few seconds. We're going to do the poll. A few seconds.
Okay. Well, guys, hit that like button if you're able to. We'd really appreciate that. But yeah, he doesn't get the top quality S treatment that we gave the other ones. Classic for real, $5. Ugh, gonna bankrupt myself. For Rodman 0908's sakes, I strongly agree. Fan home Eagle Moss for such a stupidly expensive Enterprise D and leaving people hanging. I don't think we're gonna put Eagle Moss on the list, guys. but I could very well be wrong. We'll wait and see what Sam thinks about that. I don't know if that's something we will do, though. So hit that like button if you guys haven't already. Would really appreciate that. Keep the ideas coming, the people. There's been a lot of great ones, and I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more.
This is one of our big lives leading up to our Vegas trip, so these are tremendous things to help us out and throw in with.
Classic for Real wants to put Eagle Moss on the list. For, yeah.
Right.
Stupidly expensive Enterprise D and leaving people hanging. A lot of people have finished the Fan Home Enterprise D, though. Looks pretty good finished.
Right.
I got to say. The thing that would piss me off, though, is you can't just pay them for all the pieces up front. Because that's the way I would want to do it. I wouldn't want to space it out over 3 fucking years. That's for sure.
And then a rather large delay in between. Yeah. I mean, I can't remember if you said at the time, were you interested in getting that?
I was, yeah. And we were in talks with them to get it, and just never materialized.
Yeah, I just remember thinking it looked very plasticky and very light leaky, and I don't want either of those things. That's what I remember thinking.
So
it's a clever idea, but also it's a little gimmicky idea. I feel like it's better to do like the refit, where there's less pieces. Like if you're doing one, because the D, I guess, the way they segmented it was weird. I don't know. Well,
so,
I mean, I liked Eagle Moss for a lot of years, so I'd say F.
Yeah, and their bankruptcy wasn't their fault. They had a lot of stuff in development that's... Yeah, so, yeah, F.
Yeah, I mean, one blemish does not equateth the destruction.
Well, to be fair, there was a few blemishes. But
what are the blemishes were there?
Shipping issues. Follow up with the fans. And fans had questions.
But they almost always sent very quick replacements if something was broken. Very good at that.
That is very true.
To the point of they wouldn't, because they'd rather just send you a replacement than have to argue. So they're very, very good at that, which is funny because the Master Replica, they just didn't have stock to do that. So they would just often refund you. Just saying, you know. Gotta give them the credit as well. Unless you want to move them because you feel vengeance-y.
Ray Ricks, £5. Kashyyyk for the Wookiee homeworld. From Voyager.
Did I ever say his name?
Is that this guy?
It's a famous actor who's the villain of Inspector Gadget. That guy. Yes.
This guy?
Love interest. Jamie love interest / vengeance factor because you betrayed me. You were the chosen one.
Good villain, honestly. He's got that smooth charmingness about him, but he'll stab you in the back, and he will use that charm to get what he wants. So, yep, that's all I gotta say.
It's such a wonderfully confusing set of episode because did he actually like her? Did he not?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Yeah, it's great. It's really, really well played. He plays both sides pretty perfectly, and he bly it. But the fact that, but he's also the epitome of a soldier doing his job. It's the question of it's very tricky. I would say D, because I can absolutely see him on his off days just drinking a coffee in a pub while reading a newspaper. You know?
Oh my god, okay. That's great.
Just pure
great
chill.
logic. Yeah, okay.
But he would also absolutely, that's why he's not an F, he'd absolutely forcibly relocate some civilians from the hometown if he had to. Because he was told to.
Yeah. SPS Guru 2000, €5. God from Star Trek 5. What does God need with a tiered list?
Everything, apparently.
Yeah, so just a powerful entity that wants to escape. It's probably prison. It was probably put there by somebody. Yeah, sure. Fucked with Cybok's mind a bit, and yeah, evil. But how evil?
Very tricky, because another god being who we are just ants under his might. What's funny about his power set is that the implied power is off the scale, but what do we actually see? He can move matter to create some stone archers. He can put a very small amount of force lightning, which will not kill, as in it did not kill, it deliberately didn't kill, and he can send messages to somebody across the galaxy. But as we saw, Stuart, from Star Trek Discovery Season 1, bloody Spock's dad can also do the exact same thing to bloody Michael Burnham across the galaxy, so it ain't that powerful, God. Now, and I don't know if we ever got a sense that he was going to take the starship and the I'm free and like lower decks AI in A. Agonist. Like go and subjugate. I never got that sense, right?
I think he could have though, because posing as God. I think it's maybe that's his shtick. Maybe he's the reason God exists on multiple planets, and he finally got exiled by his people.
But it's like Trelane, right? Trelane could subjugate a planet, but would he? I don't know if this guy would. I never got a sense.
Well, Trelane was a kid, though.
I mean, this guy. But also old guys. If this guy's a really old guy, then old guys are also infirm. I don't know. I would say a gentle B, because we never got a sense of grand chaos beyond the small.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Essensia's far more brutal murder, kill. Essensia and come on, look, Akiva Goldsman, more evil than God,
All right. DS9 Mirror Universe Garrick from Dan Ben.
Prick.
Yeah. Gotta love the moment where he gets stabbed because Worf made a mistake, but that's okay. Oh, he's totally evil, man. Like Garrick, just as a whole, can be evil.
He's just Garrick.
He's just a Cardassian as well.
Yeah, he's just Garrick, but allowed to be the full dick level. Like, normal Garrick might not enjoy it as much as this, but he was also this sort of character. Just he didn't also allow his worst impulses to take over. It's actually kind of interesting how he's so much more similar versus normally the people are the opposite, right? It's odd how not the opposite he is. But yeah, definitely evil. I mean, way more evil than the Intendant, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but also an underling, and he didn't get very high up in the ranks. Did he? Or was he high up in the first one?
He's high up in the first one, I believe. Yeah.
Okay, I would say at least a B. But I don't know if you have the
hold
scale.
On. The Intendant's an A.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you think he's more evil than the Intendant, he should at least be an ace, a slot.
Okay. Yeah. I guess we could assume he probably butchered some Bajoran civilians just for the fun of it. So.
He loves his interrogations, that's for sure. So.
Don't they all? Yeah.
Olivia Julius, $5. My pick is Stuart. Spoiler alert, he is baiting Samuel into his house to kidnap him and force him to make starship animations all day long. Thanks for ruining that plan, Olivia.
I didn't even see that Stuart was like, how did I miss that one?
Don't put me on the list.
Okay.
Royston as
Double F.
10 things. Enterprise era Rick Berman.
I mean,
that's not the $5. That's not a $5 one.
Oh. But would it be low? Because, he made Star Trek for the years and he respected Gene's vision mostly.
But I think he means the allegations against him.
I mean, who else did who knows what? I don't know. But yes, as you say, not quite up to the limit. Next.
Next up, we've got SPS Guru 2000 with €5. Gul Dukat, aka Armin Maritza.
He's pretty evil and then turned. How does that play into our logic?
Is this the one that Kira was like his daughter, or is that another guy?
This is the guy who was like actually he was pretending to be like like the assistant to the guy.
Yeah.
And it turns out he was the guy. I think.
The other way around. He wasn't the guy, but he said he was the guy.
Ah, okay. So he could have justice, if people could have catharsis of murdering a murderer. Oh, well then we don't know. I mean,
I'd say a D.
Yeah, there we go.
He was trying to be an A or an S, but it's just a D.
Yeah.
Unless I misread the story. There's so many twists and turns in that narrative that I can't remember how it ended up playing out. And I just watched it like 2-3 weeks ago.
Oh, really? But it's like I think both of us think Future Imperfect, we always forget the double twist.
Yeah.
But there's a double twist. Like, yeah, well.
Mark Lawrence, $5. Les Moonves, canceling Star Trek with just the beginning of his evil deeds. Yes, he is a complete certified S-tier asshole.
Yeah, that's non-debatable, I think.
Yep. Moving on, we'll put him on S-tier easily. I mean, not liking Star Trek
cow for decades.
Not liking Star Trek or sci-fi and hating it so much that you cancel it. Gee, sounds like, I don't know, Alex Kurtzman getting rid of Prodigy and canceling Lower Decks. Olivia, $5. Control, Section 31, AI Discovery. So Leland.
Well, Leland's a different villain, but yes. Once he's taken by Control, so Control, the one that controls the ships and such, hence the not Borg, because of course people were up in arms. He might be the Borg. I said it's not the Borg. Yes, I know it's green. It's not the Borg. Calm down, everybody. That's right.
Yeah. I'm surprised I didn't do that though. Lowest hanging fruit.
I mean, Control's pretty dickish.
Yeah.
But it's just, well, okay, technically Control is the sentient AI from the future that massacred all of the universe, right? And then came back in time via a squid to be Control again, but not, but yes. But since it doesn't make sense internally, that logic was always broken. But I think he should be an S because he did kill everybody. And Michael's mum was in the future seeing the Control kill the universe-ness.
Yeah, S.
So, trying to kill all life.
And Royston meant the finale of Enterprise to Judge Rick Berman. So.
Oh no, he was trying to do something nice. As we've both said, that'd be an amazing 2-part mid-season episode.
Their intentions were good.
Yeah.
It just didn't hit. It didn't deliver. So.
Yeah, and that would have been amazing had they made that 2-parter with the money to do more stuff with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've also apologized, which is very rare in TV to actually apologize for a thing they did, like full-on apology, no reservation. Absolutely. Just saying.
Ray Ricks, £5. Moopsie. Moopsie is not evil. Moopsie is just living his best life, eating bones. That's just what he feeds on. He's just a creature. It's like the M113 salt creature. Not evil.
Yeah, I actually think less evil because that does not have the internal logic, whatever, to add on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think F. Yeah. And a very nice, cute creature apart from the death bit. Which, is quite a big part of the character, but still.
Ray Ricks, £5. Balthasar Edison, Crawl. Totally not a Star Trek villain. Just doesn't feel Star Trek to me.
Great makeup, though.
Yeah, fantastic makeup. But he seems like he was a reboot version of a Jem'Hadar.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit.
Well.
Had some spikes.
Hey, good one, Ray.
Idris Elba is fantastic in anything he does. I
am Crawl.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the idea of a Starfleet captain that's gone a little bad, but I mean,
Do you remember much about him?
not really. He did something I really appreciated though. He cut the neck of the Enterprise and just decimated that ship. So.
But it's the Enterprise, Stuart. You can't hate the Enterprise. It's the Enterprise.
I cheered out loud in the theater when that happened. I was like, "Yes, finally!"
Stuart, did you have to go to the bathroom because something big happened in your trousers?
No, not that bad. Not that bad.
Okay. That would be slightly weird if it was.
He is from the best of the movies, though, so there's that.
But also, before we finalise, I want to finish the poll, because we've had a great result on that. 52 votes. Which race has the baddest villains? Cardassians at 44%. Klingons now at second at 31%. Romans at 21%. And Ferengi at 4%. I'm just going to start a new poll to do our Vegas trip, so do vote if you're interested.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't put Krull super high on the list of villains. Just looking at, well, he was willing to kill an entire starbase. Everyone on it. Put him at A tier for me. That's my take on it. Jesus Christ, guys.
It's kind of a meta one.
So the poll is, would you be interested in buying a Star Trek actor or designer print to help us get to Vegas? Yes, email trekyards@hotmail.com. Or no, can't afford it, sorry. Perfect. If you're interested to see what we have, we've got a bunch, so...
Yes.
Yeah.
Just letting you all know. Just email and we'll let you know what we've got. There's probably something for you. And there's not many, so it's first come, first serve. We've still got to raise about half the budget left. So please do help us out if you can. And there's also multi-buy, so if you like 2 actors and want to get 2, then we will give you a deal because you are our favourite people. But do email in the next 4 days, we are running out of time. And we'll be away for a while. And if you want to get sent out this weekend, I'll be doing some posts, so if you want to get that worked out, then I can get stuff out this weekend, which would be great. I'd love to, get stuff out sooner rather than later.
Yes, indeed. All right, so Crawl. Let's get back to this.
Yes.
A tier.
Oh, interesting.
He's willing to wipe out all of Starbase Yorktown.
Okay, so Crawl interesting because he went crazy because that device and age. But as he was getting more human, he was getting more talking. So part of that is just the insanity of the alien device. But he had it to live, etc. Kind of like the Baku or the Sona a bit. But yeah, he was willing to rip apart the entire starbase, killing everyone. And we saw that place had families on. It wasn't a star, it was like a proper, like, so that was, mass murder there. And he certainly, I believe there's a line in it where he was going to go and cause other kills. So yeah, go for A for giant mass murder and the ability to do so. Yes, and also I think they had robots too. They had robot guards. Pretty sure. Yeah, there's like 4. Yeah, because only the Franklin crew. There's like 6 of them, and then the guards. And therefore, if you can make an army of sentient or robot guards, then of course that's pretty useful pew pew army to make.
Classic for Real throws in $3. This should round up the donation for Rick Berman. We're not putting Rick Berman on the list because he will be an F tier. He did so much good for Star Trek.
Mm-hmm.
If you're talking specifically the finale, might be a D just because they thought they were doing good and screwed and just didn't expect the reaction they got. So
we'll put him in there for that because we love you guys. But
so you want to do D or F?
Oh, D. Yeah.
Okay.
Because a lot of the good choices with him, but some bad choices with him. But yeah, I mean, he gave, his team gave us the best Trek ever. Definitionally, right?
Yep. Until Prodigy came along.
Hashtag
but that's
Prodigy.
That's building off Berman's, so
Mm-hmm.
it's fine.
which we often celebrate. The best is because of the things they bring back, etc.
Patrick, member for 16 months at the rank of captain, says, my last entry for today, the female shapeshifter from DS9, as she was seen as the leader in the Dominion.
Oh, because right, that's what it was.
Well, it's not a... it's their member perk, though, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Female changeling. / progenitor lady.
And she was definitely an evil bitch, just because she didn't think the solids were worth anything, and she told Odo as much. Definitely had a superiority complex, so...
Yeah, a racist, genocidal, unempathetic, mass-murdering, callous, who also invented a new life form, the Vorta, to subjugate another invented life form, the Jem'Hadar, to kill people. How many races, how many aliens here have...
Also, they wouldn't have to get their hands dirty, shapeshifters.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah, she's S tier.
Yeah, she's S tier. And if you abstractly say all the bad stuff in DS9 that she's involved in is actually her solo, meaning not just the will of all the changelings, then that's like even higher, because I don't care about your starving civilians. F them. It's like, what? Like, that's literally a line. It was cut. You know, F them, but, you know. Yeah.
Ray Ricks, £5. He was the file clerk pretending to be Dahil to bring justice. Yes.
Wait, justice is a heel? What?
No, not hashtag justice for Dahil.
Oh,
we got that.
we got that. We worked hard. See, two things, Stuart, we've done. We've managed to get Prodigy Season 2 released and saved a heel on a show that was already pre-filmed.
Yeah. Royston S. Bailey, 10 things. I picked Berman for the Enterprise finale. Yeah, that's why we give him a D. There you go.
Yeah. Interesting you're so passionate about that. Interesting.
Olivia, $5. Can we count Section 31 as a whole? I mean, they go off the wall a lot. Sure, why not?
Badge up there.
Black badges for the win. Their origins are to do good for the Federation.
Royston.
What did Royston say?
Just good shout.
They're not really villains as much as you want to vilify them. They've been treated... They've just been oversaturated now, so... Fuck's sakes. I don't know. What are your thoughts on Section 31?
I mean, that's the broadest thing you've ever said to me, right?
Yeah, I know, right?
I mean, do you mean... Again, I'm going to include all the canon. Do you include the people behind the desks into darkness that got bombed? They might be desk clerks, right? Doing the paperwork. Or do you include the one secret agent guy who's going in and causing a coup on a planet and destroying a lithium mine to erupt a civil war between two races so they can then not be a threat to future Federation? Different ends of a spectrum, right? Or in Discovery, there's just guards. They're just staff officers, right? But slanted. And Bashir is technically Section 31 for a bit, so is Reed for a bit. So it's an organisation that, as with a lot of modern things, do bad things for the right reason, for the right solution, for the right people, or do that one level further so that civilians don't have to think about it. So it's both an S and an F. So you know what? Give it a C for the grey. Because Trelane a grey kind of bad, Gorn's a grey kind of bad. There's a lot of grey there.
That's a great point. Yeah.
Now, if you threw in the guy, the Section 1 guy, I don't want to put in the picture because he's different.
Sloan.
Thank you. And that would be an interesting one to debate as a specific.
SPS Gear 2005 euros. The shapeshifter from Star Trek 6, Martia.
Yeah, she's. I thought about her.
She's not a shapeshifter. She's a cameloid.
I've thought about her more recently because she's actually in Farragut Forward with a very, very good body double. I've thought about her recently. She is actually kind of a bit of a dick.
Yes, but again, probably because of her circumstance. She's working with them to get a better sentence, get off. I don't know.
Well, Kurt could get her off if she just asked. Get her off world.
Yes.
Well, that's the thing. Was she even in prison, or was she sent to prison to make friends with them? Because I think I would assume she was planted there.
No, I assume she was already there, and they're using her, wanting to be free to have her with them work for her. That's what the kind of the vibe that I got.
Don't
know. D.
Yeah, I mean, classic bounty hunter vibe. But I think she would probably willingly win a fight of poker by pretending to be a guy that went to the bathroom, punching him, coming back to the table, taking his thing, taking his money. But I don't know if she'd go out of her way to shoot and destroy ships.
I don't think she'd kill people.
I think she would if she had to. I said she would have if she had to. She would.
I'm not sure about that.
Bare knuckle fight kind of way. But that's because she's a survivor, right? It's a self-preservation versus murder for the sake of. But I would agree, D. I think she's a dick, but also words are cheap, right? Like Mud. Mud is a dick. There are different Muds, different dicks, but yeah.
And she keeps her dick in her knee, maybe, if she shapeshifts into that one guy. I'm just saying. Anyway,
Yeah.
Ralston S. Bailey, Mother effin' Armis.
Mm-hmm.
He is the epitome of evil. He is all the evil and darkness and bad things from this civilization, all cast aside and bundled up into one package.
I might say he's a skin of evil.
Why?
Because the episode title.
Oh.
Have you seen Star Trek?
What's Star Trek? What happened? Tar Pit Monster Man.
This one's actually kind of difficult. Because he is definitionally evil.
He's absolutely evil. He is evil cast off of this race. He is all the bad things from this race.
But if he...
So he doesn't have a choice.
Yeah. But is he evil by himself? Like, is he hurting flies? Or
He would do anything to get off that planet.
But that's what I mean. That wouldn't be getting off the planet. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I feel like it does need to be an A, right?
At least an A, yes.
Yeah. I don't know if he has the... Yeah.
We'll put him at A. He really should be S tier just because of the very definition of how he was created, but...
But he hasn't got the reach.
There's some patheticness to him, and Deanna can sense it. He's lonely. He feels cast off because essentially he was.
I think I feel pity for him, and that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic for real, $10. Vatic plus an extra 5 just because Picard season 3 was so much better than the first two. Vatic is already on the list.
But that 10 means whatever she is, let's get her up there because I think that's implied. So 10 to an S.
Well, he asked for Vatic, which was 5, and then he's an extra 5.
Oh, there you go.
Just because Picard season 3. We'll move her up to A.
Yeah.
If that was not your intention, Classic, let us know.
But hey, Vatic is still pretty good.
Yeah.
And not dead.
Bad. Pretty bad, as the case may be.
Sometimes
Ray
it's
Ricks.
good to be bad.
5 pounds, going Classic. Charlie Evans. Charlie's going to be our last one today, guys, because we are at our time. But again, feel bad for this kid. He was stranded on a planet, raised by these creatures or these entities, and given these powers, or trained to do these powers. So, classifier. Actually, yes. Move Vatic test here. Okay.
The power
yeah, so
you have, guys. The power.
Charlie Evans is kind of, again, another pathetic creature a little bit. Doesn't know any better. Has never seen humans before, so doesn't quite know how to act around them, and he has all these powers. I can sympathize with him. I would definitely be doing the same kind of shit, I think. given the circumstances.
But
So
more like Patrick Stewart and extras.
I didn't hear what you said.
But more like Patrick Stewart from Extras.
What's extras?
The very famous British show which Ricky Gervais went around and filmed lots of actors in character and made them all look silly but in funny ways. Called Extras. Patrick Stewart, Ian McKellen, The Hobbit Man, loads of people.
Never heard of it.
Oh, really? Is that a joke?
No, legit. I haven't heard of it.
The gag is that they made Patrick Stewart, who was doing a play at the time. He talks about how if he actually was Professor X, he says, how do you play such a good role or whatever? And he says, well, he would have powers and he would make the woman's dress just fall off, and then and it always comes back to that, and it's very well acted, and there's a bit, but basically each actor has a really unique joke, and they're almost all very funny. It's worth watching.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it's like prime original Ricky Gervais, and everyone's like a young actor still, and yeah.
Oh, sorry, I did bring in a picture of Charlie.
So I'm saying that Charlie would make Pill's clothes go off, and you would.
Oh, I would too.
You would, yeah.
I mean, who wouldn't, right?
I mean, he's very much like Trelane, but without any of the acting ability.
Yeah.
Because he's just playing. I mean, for the role, he's playing annoying kid brat. I've never found him compelling to watch. Understandable, but I mean, Trelane, everything about the role is better, but very similar baseline structure, right? He has superpowers. He's a child. I don't know.
I don't think he would necessarily murder people. He'd wink them out of existence, as he did, but he doesn't know what that means because he was raised alone. He was the only human, so he doesn't quite understand. He doesn't have a grasp of what it means to just get rid of people. He wouldn't murder someone with a knife. He wouldn't be malicious. He would just wink them out of existence, which is a little bit different.
The question is, could he bring them back?
Yes, I think he brought Sam back. I think Sam eventually came back because he didn't bring him back, but the Guardians that watched over him brought him back. I think that's implied at the end of the episode, that everything was returned to how it was.
Because if you can't bring them back, and he knows that, then he is still killing them without physically doing it. If you can bring them back, then you're putting them into a void of intergalactic space logic. So there's a slight distinction there. It's like if Q kills you, freezes you, and then can snap you back, it's not the same. It's playing with your food, not murdering. So, so I just want to clarify on that. Versus if he doesn't care that he's zapping into a reality of death, and not think it's death, that's sadistic.
He doesn't care because he wasn't raised by himself. He doesn't have any empathy of what other people feel. So there's no empathy. It's very, very serial killer psychotic kind of vibe, but it's only because of his circumstance. I don't think he's actually would be. That's a tough one. I kind of want to. Do we count Gods of Gods and Men because he came back in that?
I didn't even consider that. He's not the baddie in that. He's the goodie in that, right? Or is he the baddie in that? No, he's the
baddie.
Oh, if you include that, Jesus. Yeah, he's Charlie X. This is Charlie. Yeah. Oh goodness. He's a real dick in that. Let's not, because he's literally a megalomaniacal evil villain, takes over everything. But I'd have thought that.
He should probably be on the same level as Trelane because he is still technically a child. He's got that mentality. And Trelane, where do we put Trelane? Trelane's C tier.
I think he should be very high D. I think there's enough distinction between knowledge of power and use of power. Trelane will willingly do X, Y, and Z. This kid will, but he doesn't know. We had this discussion. I think D not quite into C, especially since there are much more dark people in C who can do worse. At least mean to do worse, even if their reach isn't.
And know they're doing worse.
That's like Tomalak could probably destroy the Enterprise if he had to, not really think too much about it. So it could be evil, but just don't see him. Oh yeah, yeah, interesting. Yeah, wow.
There you go, guys.
We could not have predicted these by the way, had we.
Do you want us to continue this one? Will you come back for part 3? Are there more people we can fish out of the woodwork? I'm sure there are. Let us know. Also, hit the like button if you haven't already. I'd like to get to 50 likes if possible.
Oh yeah, like Spike, quick if you guys can.
And go vote on that poll.
We've got loads of Enterprise one-off villains left. Loads of Voyager. Yeah. Still lots more interesting ones to...
We could put the Loom on the list.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And just to end the poll, 10 votes. 6 people said they can't afford, but 4 of you said you could, so do email trekyards@hotmail.com. The 4 of you that can, to get a print while we can before the trip. So email tonight. Let us know.
We'll check out our video on it, which is for... Well,
we can't do that, but we've got some Battle 5 prints, we've got Walter Koenig, we've got some TNG people, we've got a lot of Voyager people, DS9 people.
If you email us, we'll send you the link to the video, so you can check it out, and then we'll also give you a list of what we have available. How's that?
Yeah, trying to fund our American trip, which we're not there yet. We'd like to be close to being there, so the 4 of you, please do.
And yes, Dan, that lady's face did get removed. Yes.
Oh. Yeah, that was super interesting. You guys got some really, really fun ones.
Mm-hmm.
I do like having to think on the fly with these to kind of create the... Yeah, and then we have yet to then, go through and subdivide.
Well, I think we should definitely do a part 3.
Yeah.
Let's put Badgy on there. I love that evil Badgy. Great.
Yeah. I don't know if one day we should take these and split them into like A+, A-, and how it would change radically if we did that.
Yeah.
If you reclassed everything a little bit more specifically, because I feel like S would change. I mean, obviously Kurt's been, but I feel there'd be some interesting subtext of like maybe even some people might go up a ranking if you can suddenly do a minus, because they just get over that. They don't quite get there. I don't know. That'd be interesting.
Yes. So we'll probably come back and revisit this at some point. But yeah,
this was fun. I'm glad everyone popped in. We love the discussion. You guys are absolutely fantastic. And of course, guys, do check out my Fan Films first episode. We just hit 12,000 views.
Nice. Congrats.
Thank you very much. That is a testament to you all as well. There's the link in the chat. Please do share it. That is a great start. I think it's fair to say if we get to 20,000 views for the second episode, that will be a notable note for Netflix and CBS saying 20,000 people tuned in to watch some guy's random film. Just saying, that's a good testament to the interest in Prodigy. And boy, a lot to come. A lot of things. It's episodic. It builds. It has many arcs. I'm getting some lovely reviews. So it's been very nice to hear his thoughts. Go give it a watch, give it a share. That's the most important thing. Tell the social medias. And the Hagemans, they noticed. And they posted a lovely comment about it. So that's very nice to be appreciated. So, yes. Yeah, super.
All right. So on that note, we'll say goodbye. Till next time.
Yes.
He is Commander Cocky.
He's got a Foley.